आगे आप देखते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर थर्ड। तो क्वेश्चन नंबर थर्ड देखते हैं क्या है। क्वेश्चन नंबर थर्ड में लिखा हुआ द रिफॉर्म्स ब्रॉट बाय शेरशाह सूरी इंक्लूडेड। पहला कौन सा, रेवेन्यू रिफॉर्म्स, फिर दिया हुआ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स, फिर है मिलिट्री रिफॉर्म्स, फिर है रिफॉर्म्स इन द करेंसी सिस्टम। और बोला हुआ चूज द करेक्ट आंसर यूजिंग द कोड्स गिवन बिलो 1 and 2, 1 2 3, 2 3 4 और ऑल ऑफ देम। ठीक है, सॉल्व खुद करना है, एक बार पढ़ के देखते हैं क्या है। शेरशाह सूरी, whose real name was Farid Khan, is an essential figure in Indian history, known for his administrative powers during his brief rule between the two periods of Mughal Emperor Humayun's reign. He laid the foundation for several reforms, many of which were later adopted and expanded upon by the great Mughal emperor. Here are some of the key reforms and contribution of Shersha Suri. Administrative reforms. Centralization of administration. Shersha Suri centralized his administration and established a sound bureaucratic system. He divided his empire into 47 divisions called sarkars, which were further divided into parganas. Revenue collection. He introduced a revenue collection system based on a careful land measurement. For revenue purpose, the land was measured through a standardized unit called the Gaz-i-Sikandari. करेंसी एंड ट्रेड रिफॉर्म्स में हम बात करेंगे, जहां पर हम स्टैंडर्डाइज करेंसी को देखेंगे, फिर रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ ए ट्रेड पॉलिसी। देखते हैं क्या क्या है। स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड करेंसी। शेरशाह सूरी issued a silver coin known as rupiah, which later became the precursor of the modern Indian rupee. The coinage system was known for its purity and uniformity. Road construction. He is credited with the construction of Grand Trunk Road, which spanned from the Bengal region to Peshawar in present-day Pakistan. This road not only facilitated trade but also eased the movement of armies and acted as a means of communication. फिर ट्रेड पॉलिसीज को देखते हैं। शेरशाह abolished internal custom duties and levied taxes only at the point of import and export, thus promoting internal trades. Law and order. Justice system, postal system. Shersha Suri established a system of justice by appointing qazis, judges, who were responsible for justice at the Sarkar and Pargana levels. Postal system. He introduced a postal service for better communication with the empire. Military reforms. Paid army fortification. Shersha maintained a large standing army paid directly from the royal treasury. This was contrary to the traditional feudal method of maintaining troops through grants of land. Fortification. He strengthened his rule through the construction of several forts, notably Rohtas Fort in present-day Pakistan. Civil works. Infrastructure development. Shersha is credited with constructing several infrastructure projects including roads, caravansaries and rest houses, sarais for travelers. He also dug wells along the routes and planted trees for the comfort of travelers. Religious and culture policy देखते हैं। Tolerance. While Shersha was a devout Muslim, he was also known for his religious tolerance. He did not impose any religious tax on non-Muslim, and there is evidence to suggest that he is consulted with Hindu chieftains and landlords in administrative matters. While Shersha Suri's reign was relatively brief, 1540 to 1545, his reforms had a lasting impact on the Indian subcontinent's administrative system. The Mughal Empire, especially under Akbar, incorporated many of these reforms, testifying to Shersha's administrative genius. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 देखते हैं क्या आया था। Akbar's administrative rule was known. पहले में क्या है, फॉर कॉन्क्वेरिंग वेरियस रीजन्स, फॉर इट्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम, फॉर इट्स जुडिशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, फॉर इट्स रिलीजियस फैनेटिज्म्स. चूज द करेक्ट आंसर फ्रॉम द कोड्स गिवन बिलो 1 and 2, 1 2 3, 2 3 4, ऑल ऑफ देम। पढ़ के देखते क्या है। Emperor Akbar reigned from 1556 to 1605 is often considered one of the greatest ruler of Mughal Empire. He not only expanded the empire considerably but also introduced a series of administrative reforms that strengthened the empire's foundation. Here's an overview of Akbar's administrative policies and system. Central administration, Emperor's rule, Diwan, Finance Minister, Mir Bakshi, Payment General, Khan I Saman, Chief of Imperial Household. एक एक करके देखते हैं. Emperor rule. Akbar was a central figure in governance. He took active interest in the administration and was not just a figurehead. Diwan, Finance Minister, the head of the Revenue Department, one of the most illustrious holder of this post was Raja Todarmal, who implemented significant revenue reforms. Mir Bakshi, Payment General, responsible for military administration, including recruitment, payment, and logistic support. Khan I Saman, Chief of Imperial Household, managed the royal household and its various departments. Provincial administration. The empire was divided into provinces known as subas. Each suba was governed by a governor, subedar, or sipa salar. Each suba was further divided into districts called sarkars, headed by faujdars who took care of law and order. The smallest unit was Pargana, which was an aggregate of villages. It was managed by officials like Sikdar, military officer, and Amil, revenue officer. रेवेन्यू सिस्टम में देखते हैं, एक है जब्त सिस्टम, दूसरा है अन आई दहसाला, ए आई दहसाला. ठीक है. जब्त सिस्टम में क्या है? इंट्रोड्यूस बाय राजा तोदरमल. This was a uniform system of land measurement and tax assessment. Land was categorized based on its fertility and taxes were fixed accordingly. N.A. Dhesala. This was a 10-year revenue settlement. Instead of charging the revenue demand every year, a standard rate was set for 10 years. मिलिट्री एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को देख लेते हैं. तो मनसबदारी सिस्टम, इट वॉज अ यूनिक फीचर ऑफ मुगल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. Officials held a rank or mansab which determined their military responsibility and salary. The system combined both military and civil governance functions. फिर लीगल सिस्टम को देखते हैं. मुस्लिम लॉ सहरिया was used in a personal matter among Muslims, but for Hindus their traditional laws were applied. Akbar's rules were relative harmony between various communities and he was known for his meting out justice without religious bias. रिलीजियस पॉलिसी में देखते, एक है देने हिलाई, दूसरा है सुल के कुल, यूनिवर्सल पीस. देने हिलाई में क्या है? अकबर फाउंडेड दिस syncretic religion or philosophy which was an attempt to blend elements of the various major religions of the empire: Islam, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, and Jainism. However, it was not meant to replace other religions and had few followers. Sul-e-Kul, universal peace. This was a policy of religious tolerance and harmony, ensuring that no one was persecuted for their religious beliefs. This was a significant move in diverse empire. उसके बाद है patronage of art and culture. Akbar established the imperial workshop which brought together artists from different parts of the country. The Mughal miniature painting reached its zenith during his rule. He also founded the Ibadat Khana, house of worship, at Fatehpur Sikri, where religious scholars, philosophers, and theologians of various faiths gathered for inter-religious dialogues. Language and literature. Akbar great patronized literature. He set up a translation department that translated various works, including the Mahabharata into Persian. Abul Fazl N.A. Akbari and Akbarnama are significant literary contribution from this period, provided a detailed account of Akbar's reign. Akbar's administration machinery became the backbone of Mughal rule, and many of his systems were continued by his successor. His reign is particularly noted for the integration of diverse elements into an administrative and cultural synthesis. आगे फिर हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में बात करेंगे क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 से.